Oh, how are we, lads?
How are we? We're doing you there, mate. Woo.
Righto. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to another live stream. We are going to be ranking the NRL 5/8s from the 2021 NRL season. And joining me to be doing this list with me is All Out Champa. Mate, how are you going this evening? And thank you so much for coming on the channel tonight.
I am doing great. Thank you for having me. G'day to everyone in the chat. That's right. It's All Out Champa. Previously it was Champa Leagues. Now it's All Out Champa. That's the name I'm going for, and I'm keen to do this tier list, man. Let's get it underway.
Mate, I'm very keen. I'm pumped up, ready to go. And I mean, you used to be called Champa Videos, Champa Leagues. Now you've gone with the third time lucky, All Out Champa. I think it's a better name for you personally, and I think it makes a bit more sense. You know, I've seen your rugby league videos on your channel where you're playing footy. All Out Champa, all right? Yeah, all out, straight through the defensive line, straight through them. Dead set. Outstanding, mate. You should be in the NRL with CJ Moxley. I'm telling you right now. But you never know, mate. You never know. You'll be there one day. You know, you'll be playing left edge back row, and I guarantee you'll be top try scorer for someone. But
if I do, I'll give the shout out on live TV to Nick from Australia for sure.
That'll be absolutely fantastic. But shout out to the chat. There's a few people rolling in at the moment. This was sort of unannounced. I wasn't really sure what time I was going to do this tonight. I was always going to do the 5/8 tonight. I was just sort of trying to figure out what time to do it. But hope everyone's doing well on this Monday night at 6:35 p.m. here in New South Wales. I believe it's 5:34 up there in Queensland. So wherever you're watching it, hope you're all doing well. Shout out to everyone over there in England as well. I think it's like 8:35 a.m. over there in the UK. Shout out to Rugby League History and my good friend John over there, the Matt Wigan supporter. Hope everyone over there is doing well. But without a doubt, All Out Champa, mate, let's rip into this. As you can all see on the screen, we've got the list. We've got elite. So they're obviously the best players. We'll go there. Quality does the job. Not that great. And just the terrible 5/8s will go in that section. As you can also see, there's a few players here that are not even in the right jersey. Kieran Foran's not even in the Manly jersey for some reason. So I will, once we get to a player wearing a different jersey, I'll explain what player that we're using them as. So, All Out Champa, mate, are you ready?
Oh, I'm fucking ready. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Are you ready? That's fucking
I am ready.
Righto. Let's rip into it, my friend. All right, let's start off with the premiership winning 5/8 from the 2021 NRL season, Jarome Luai, the Mount Druitt man himself. Where are we going to rank the beautiful Samoan international Jarome Luai? What do you reckon about him? Where should he go on this list?
Honestly, I reckon the season he's had, he is up there in the elite. Now, I know in the back end of the season after he came from that injury, a bit quiet, but I reckon in that finals run, he showed why he's probably one of the best 5/8s in the world. Definitely up there with the best. He made it to Origin. He paired up with Cleary, took them to the premiership. His kicking game's great. Love his passing. I love his combinations with on kick out. I put him up in the elite, mate. That's my opinion. What do you think?
This is hard for me because the first half of the year I was really high on Jarome Luai, and I thought he was playing really well. And then he sort of got picked for New South Wales because Nathan Cleary was the halfback. So he sort of just went in there. And then he lost his way there at the back end after Origin going into the finals. So some people are going to destroy me about this, but I think he's probably in the top end of quality, man.
I do see that's a fair call. If you're going to put him in quality, I reckon he's like the number one in quality, just touching elite. I would personally go for elite. But at top
Yeah.
end quality, I still think that's still fitting for a player like that. I reckon next year
I
he's going
think there's
to.
I think there's two other 5'8" that we'll get to that are probably better than Jerome Luai, but I think we're going to put him at probably the bottom end of elite. So maybe like, all right, we'll put him in elite. We'll put Jerome Luai in the elite for now, but I don't think he's the best 6 in the game. I think two other players probably are better, but I think for now he goes in the elite, but we can change it on later on. And we are basing it off the 2021 NRL season. Who gives a shit about their careers? We're going off this year. So that's exactly how we're going to rank this. But let's go on to the next player. Let's go to the Cronulla Sharks. Now, it does say, and it is Shaun Johnson on the screen, but we're going to use that as Matt Moylan. Matt Moylan played more games at 5'8" this year than Shaun Johnson did. Where would you have Matty Moylan, mate, from this year? Matt Moylan.
Well, he was okay. When he was combined with Shaun Johnson during that time, he was all right. I reckon his match fitness isn't really the best. I mean, he has good games, but then sometimes I don't know. I feel like he can be a bit inconsistent at times. You know, I'm pretty sure he's at the age of 30 right now, so you know his best years are definitely behind him. But if we were going to put him in a ranking, I'd put him in the middle. I put him in does the job. If you're going to have Matt Moylan in the team, he's going to be safe, but don't expect a star class game from him. I reckon those years are gone from him now.
I think Matt Moylan's probably at the bottom end of does the job. I don't think you can put him in the not that great part. Injuries are just, you can't do anything about injuries. So I'm with you, bro. I think not that. I think does the job for Matty Moylan's probably a fair point, a fair call for Matty Moylan. All right, let's move on to the next 5'8". Now let's go to the Dragons 5'8", Corey Norman. I think Corey Norman is a complete idiot, and I don't really like him one bit, as we know. He does have some good moments like field goals, but he had a terrible year, but he's also not that great. I'm not going to argue where you're putting Corey Norman here, but I think he's definitely in one of the bottom two for me.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to disagree with you there, man. He if we're just going to put this short and sweet, he's just a shit player. I mean, I'm not bagging him. I am bagging him. He's not that great. This year wasn't the best. If you're looking at all the problems the Dragons have, he is one of them. You know, I'm glad he's going from the Dragons. Not the best 5'8", very inconsistent, terrible kicking, terrible passing. He has no direction.
He's going in terrible. Simple as that. He's going in terrible.
Yeah, he's going in terrible for sure about that. He's just inconsistent, and if you have him in your side, I'd be scratching your head because he's just not that safe to have in your team. He's an idiot off the field, and he's an idiot on the field. So
I think he's a terrible 5'8", man. Like he's only good for field goals. That's literally it. Like all he can do is kick a match-winning field goal. He can't organize a team. He can't run the ball. He doesn't do any of that stuff. His defense is terrible.
Again, he's that player who's hit 30. His best years are behind him. His years to burst out as a star quality player, it's gone. I reckon the next club he finds, he's just going to find a place to retire.
He's still off contract as well, which is just I'm not even surprised because I don't think any NRL club wants to deal with Corey Norman. So
what do you reckon? Super League for him?
I'll be surprised if anyone over there would bloody put up with him either. So
that's true.
Yeah, I think Corey Norman's terrible, and I'm with you on that one there. Let's go to the Parramatta Eels 5'8", Dylan Brown. This is an interesting one, Dylan Brown. I think he goes and probably does the job for me. That's where I think Dylan Brown goes.
Well, if you're going to put him in does the job, you've got to put him in the bottom end with does the job. I would put him in not that great. He is a great player. Don't get me wrong. He is a great player. But I have these stats right here. He's played 19 games, and he's only done 2 try assists. You are a 5'8", and you had 19 games, and you've only had 2 try assists. That's
you know what? There. You just made a fantastic point, and I know people are going to explode when I say this, but would you say Matt Moylan had a better year than Dylan Brown?
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Dylan Brown, it's hit or miss when you come for him. When you can get a game with him when he's just the star of the team, where he's just playing absolutely amazing, and then you get another game where he's just overshadowed by Mitchell Moses, and you can really tell out of the combination which is the better one. Um, I really think he needs to improve on his kicking game. Defense is a bit alright, but he just lacks the direction that Mitchell Moses has, and you can really tell he's a better one
I'll
in the
tell you what,
halves.
I think Dylan Brown, I think we'll cut him a little bit of slack. Let's
Mm,
put him in, does the job. We can have a look at it afterwards and maybe make a few changes, but I think if he goes in not that great, I understand. If he goes and does the job, I understand. I think it's one of those two for Dylan Brown. I don't think it's quality at anymore. Last year it was quality.
he was good
I
last year,
thi-
but yeah,
yeah, last year was good, but I think we'll put him and does the job
mm, yeah. All right, we'll put him and does the job.
for
Very
now.
low
We
though.
could change it
Yeah.
later on. Who knows? We'll definitely change something. I'm sure of it. Let's move on to the Let's go to the Bulldogs, Waltz. Kieran Foran's here, and we're going to use him as a Manly 5'8". Kieran Foran. I think Kieran Foran had an awesome season for Manly. I think he probably had an underrated season, probably one of the buys of the year for Manly. Kieran Foran, so I tell you what, I don't know if he's in quality, but if he is, he's at the back end of it. He might be at the top end of does the job for me. Where would you have Kieran Foran?
Oh, I would have if we could put him in the middle between quality and does the job. He's definitely going there. The Manly Seagulls have resurrected his career. He was going nowhere before. Buy of the year for sure. Really up there as one of them. He's with Daly Cherry Evans, he's great. He leads the Manly pack. You look at players who took Manly to the top four. Of course, people will say Tom Travojevic. Others will say Daly Cherry Evans. But I reckon you got to put some respect on Kieran Foran's name. If it wasn't for him, I don't think Manly would have had the direction or the star quality that they had this year without him, because he's been absolutely amazing this year. And if we're going to put him in does the job, we'll put him at the very front. If we're going to put him
Yeah,
in quality at the end, but up to you where you want to put him, man. I'm fine with either.
let's put him at the top end of does the job. He's very close to the back end of quality. We might
Mm,
change it later and put him at the back end of quality, but I think for now it goes to the top end and does the job. And you got to remember too with Kieran Foran, he was so important on that left side with Schuster and Garrick. It was so
yes,
important on that side. So
of course, yeah.
we'll put him in, does the job. Such a great player. And it's good to see Kieran Foran fit and firing again. It really is.
Mm.
All right, let's go with the Bulldogs 5'8" here. We're going to use him as Brandon Wakeham. Brandon Wakeham. I think Brandon Wakeham's probably going to go and not that great.
Yeah, look, I don't rate him as a player. I reckon when you look at the Bulldogs list and you look at players that just probably don't stand out that well. You look at Brendan Wakeham. I mean, he's had a fair season in a struggling club, but
Yeah.
nothing special. I
I think
reckon.
he goes in the bottom end of not that great. I don't think he had a terrible year by any means. I
Mm,
think he's probably at the bottom end of not that great.
yeah, you could put him in the bottom end of not that great. I honestly reckon if the Bulldogs they should just send him off, because he has another great season. Kicking game needs improvement. Defense is terrible, but he was probably you take him out of the Bulldogs. Bulldogs are still shit. He doesn't make any difference in the side whatsoever.
I think he needs to go to a different team. I think he's got some potential about him, Brendan Wakeham. I don't mind him at all. I
Mm,
think a club like South would be good for him, just to learn a few things of a couple other players like Cody Walker. So I
yeah,
think
no
I
doubt
don't know.
about it. Yeah.
I think he's a good kid, Wakeham. So I think we'll put him in not that great, but we could easily put him in terrible. But we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I think not that great. Fair enough for Brendan Wakeham. Let's move on to Let's go to the Broncos 5-8 here now. It obviously on the screen, it is Anthony Milford, but we're going to use that as Tyson Gamble. Now, Tyson Gamble had some good stuff and some bad stuff. I think he's probably at the top end of not that great, or maybe does the job. I think Tyson Gamble probably goes at the top end of not that great for me, man. Where would you have Tyson Gamble?
Honestly, I reckon he had a really quiet season. I wouldn't put him anywhere near does the job. I would keep him in that not that great section. He's the future, no doubt about it. He has potential. I saw it when he was at the Tigers for the short time he had. He had potential even when he went to Brisbane. Played a few games there. He does have potential, but I reckon he needs to find a better combination in the half with him. Then he can really show what he's all about. But honestly, not that great. He's still young. Still needs to just know the game. Just get a better feel of the game. But I reckon he's got potential. But this year just didn't have much.
Not that great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind Tyson Gamble. He's very aggressive. There's no doubt about that. He does some good stuff. He needs to work on his kicking game. That's for sure. But no, I think he definitely had a better year than Corey Norman and Brendan Wakeham. Did he have a better year than Matt Moylan and Dylan Brown? I'd probably say no. So not that great for me, but he's definitely improving as a player. So we'll see how he goes next year with Adam Reynolds as his halves partner, and maybe he will improve and go higher on this list next year. But for now, based off this year, Tyson Gamble probably not that great for us.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's go to the Raiders. Jack Whiten. Now, I bagged the shit out of Jack Whiten all year. I was so disappointed with Jack Whiten. He was the reigning Dalian medalist going into 2021. And look, he had a really bad year. But I don't know if I can put him as low as Corey Norman and Brendan Wakeham. I think Jack Whiten probably goes just in front of Tyson Gamble or just behind him.
Yeah, look, he was Dalian Player of the Year last year. He was coming into this year with so much promise. Everyone in Canberra came in with so much promise. Everyone tipped him for minor premiers, and they failed expectations majorly. And I feel like one of the biggest issues, they had back scenes issues, coaches and player relationships and stuff like that. But I reckon one of the bigger issues on field was Jack White, and he lacked the spark that he had last year. We didn't see the Jack Whiten of last year. We saw a quiet, a less motivated, lack of confidence Jack Whiten, and I would put him in not that great, probably behind Matt Moyland, but in front of Tyson Gamble, no doubt about it. Yeah, look, he was up there with one of the best players in the world, and he fell majorly this year.
He had a very quiet year, which was a shame because, mate, I may have bagged the hell out of Jack White in this year, but I like Jack White, man. He's got some really good things about him. His running game is so good, but man, this year it just didn't work out. And I know George Williams leaving probably hurt him a little bit, and then he was paired with Sam Williams and Matt Frawley, and that just wasn't good at all. So I think not that great is probably fair for Jack White. And he had a really poor year. I hope he comes out next year and kills it. So we'll put him on not that great. Definitely in front of Tyson Gamble, though. We'll put Jack White in that section. Cody Walker. I think he's the best 5'8" in the game. I think he's going to the top of elite, bro.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. You put him number one. He deserves it. This year was just absolutely amazing. Kicking, passing, even defense. Better than anyone in the league. I mean, him and Adam Reynolds this year, they're on fucking fire. The fact that Cody Walker wasn't in Origin this year blows my mind. He was absolutely fucking amazing this year. I mean, I saw a lot of people bagging him in the grand final, saying he didn't have a best game in the grand final. I still think he had a fair game in the grand final. Obviously, it wasn't his best, but we're looking at the entire season this year, and my God, he was just an absolute machine out there. One of the tries he scored in the grand final where he pumped off
Oh,
Nathan Cleary.
wow.
It shows it shows that he has the strength of a forward and just the direction of just one of the best 5'8". He's absolutely amazing.
Cody Walker's the best 5'8" in the game, without a doubt. Everyone talks about the grand final when he throws the intercept. Well, you got to remember, he could have easily put his head between his legs and just went, oh, right, it's too hard now. But you know what he did? With 5 minutes to go, we got the ball to Alex Johnson, and they scored in the corner.
That's it.
And he got him back in the game. So
you need that from your 5'8". You need
that.
that never die, never quit attitude, because
exactly.
you see your 5'8" playing like that, your forwards and your backs that they rally up with you, and that's exactly who Cody Walker is. And even at his late age right now, he's still playing as how he was a few years back. So
awesome season, definitely the best 5'8" in the game, without a doubt.
Mm.
Righto. Let's move on to the Titans 5'8", my most hated player in the game, Ash Failure.
That's his name.
I don't even want to rank him. I just want to go out and put him in terrible. But the problem I have is I think Ash Taylor had a better year than Brendan Wakeham did. So I think Taylor's probably going to go behind Tyson Gamble.
This is a tough one. I wouldn't put him in front of Brendan Wakeham. I would put him behind him. I really think he is so inconsistent, and he was one of the biggest issues at the Gold Coast Titans, because you look at Gold Coast, even then the finals, I don't feel like most of that was because of Ash Taylor. You take him out of the side, they're still they're probably a much better side. He lacks the spark of a playmaker. I mean, look, maybe in a better side he can, really break out as a player. But as for this year, I didn't see anything from him. If I could, I would put him in terrible.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to put Brendan Wakeham in the terrible. And Taylor, yeah, fuck it. He's going in terrible too. Fuck it.
Those three players right there on the bottom, absolutely dog shit.
I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
I think they're terrible, those three. Taylor, Norman, and Wakeham, man. They've got some things to work on. I think Norman probably had a better year than Taylor did, personally, but not by much. They're both shit. Wakeham's, I don't know, man. We'll put him there. I think that's fair enough for those three.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to talk more about Taylor because I think it's god awful.
Yeah, he's his name's not even Ash Taylor. It's Ash Taylor. That's who I recognize him now.
Let's move on to the Knights 5'8". Now, obviously, Kurt Mann's on the screen, but we're going to use that as Jake Clifford. Now, he went to the Knights mid-season, and I must say, he left the Cowboys to go to Newcastle mid-season, and my God, he was a good signing for the Knights. I think Jake Clifford, bro, probably goes just behind Jack Whiten.
I reckon he did. I mean, he's still young, but when he left the Cowboys and came to the Knights, I feel like he was one of the Knights' better signings. I mean, I feel like he had a very solid season. Wasn't amazing by no means, but you want to talk about just a sack player who does the job. I reckon Jake Clifford's one of them. He's the future of the Knights. I reckon.
So where would you put him? Would you put him in not that great in front of Whiten, or would you put him at the bottom end of does the job?
Because you put him in does the job, and you put him in the same category as players like Dylan Brown and Kieran Foran. I don't think he was at that level, but look, I'll put him in front of Jack Whiten. He had a better year than Jack Whiten. I'd say.
Yeah, Jack Whiten had a terrible year. I think Clifford had a better year. I really do. So we'll put him in there, just in front of Jack Whiten, and not that great. Righto, 5 more 5'8s to go. Let's go to your boys, the Tigers, the West Tigers. One of the better players for the Tigers, Adam Dewey. Where would you rank Adam Dewey? I think he had an awesome season. Obviously, getting injured doesn't help doing his ACL. But before that, oh my God, he was killing it for the Tigers. Where would you put Adam Dewey?
There is no doubt. There is no doubt about it that Adam Dewey has been one of our best players this year. Adam Dewey and Dane Laurie, probably the standouts for the Tigers. But on Adam Dewey, he was just absolutely amazing in the 5'8". People were wondering, you put him in fullback, you put him in center. They had to go with him at center, give Brooks a go to lead it. But I reckon when he came back into 5'8", he was much more better than Brooks. Brooks was just in his shadow.
I know
his kicking
exactly where he's going to. Like, I know exactly where I would put him.
Exactly. His bombs, absolutely amazing. Passing is great. Attacking is amazing. Honestly, I'd put him. I have him be the first player in that quality section. I'd put him up there. That's what I would say.
Fuck. Really?
I'm not trying to be biased or anything, but you just got to look at the Tigers. They were struggling this year with a lot of issues, and one of our shining lights was Adam Dewey. If you don't have him in quality, I reckon he's number one and does the job.
See, I was going to put Adam Dewey probably behind Foran, but in front of Brown. That's exactly where I think Dewey is. I don't know if he's better than Foran. I think Dewey does more than Foran, but he kind of has to because the Tigers, Luke Brooks.
Yeah, look,
I'll tell you what.
fair.
I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's put Kieran Foran into the quality section.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Adam Dewey probably goes. Where's Adam Dewey going to go? Behind Foran in quality?
I would do that. If you put him in does the job, he's definitely number one, but I would personally put him in quality.
Let's do that for now. We'll put him in the quality section.
All right.
I think he's a very good player, man. He's had a great season, so we'll put him in there. Let's go to the other 5'8" from the Melbourne Storm, the Cameron Munster. I think Munster's going to be in the elite.
Yeah, there is no doubt about it. He is definitely elite. Bit of a grub, no doubt about it. He likes to kick plays. There's no hiding that. But you look at his talent, you look at his on-field success. He's probably the best player in Melbourne.
Yeah, sure.
Would
you put him in front of Jerome Luai or behind him? I don't think he's better than Cody Walker, but would you put him in front of Jerome or behind Jerome?
I put him in front of Jerome. Jerome at the back end of the season, he went quiet. Cameron Munster, he was just good. He was good throughout the whole year. Even in Origin, when Queensland was struggling in their first two games, I reckon Munster was probably one of their better players. He did much better than what Daly Cherry Evans did in the halves. He was a better halfback in that. And for Melbourne, I feel like he was absolutely amazing. Kicking game was great. Attack was amazing. And he's definitely elite, and I'd say better than Jerome Luai.
Yeah, all right, we'll go with that. Okay. Cowboys. Scott Drinkwater. I think I know where Drinkwater's going. I think Drinkwater's going and does the job. But I'm trying to figure out where. Scott Drinkwater. What do you reckon about Drinkwater?
I do reckon Scott Drinkwater was probably one of your better players of this season. He was very solid in some games, but sometimes I think he lacks a bit of control when it comes to leading a team, and it's still one of the better players for the Cowboys. But I reckon you can put him in does the job, probably behind Matt Moylan, or you can put him in not that great in front of just in number one and not that great.
Drinkwater. I call him Mr. Hot and Cold. He has some good stuff and bad stuff. I think
that's what.
I think he's probably behind Dylan Brown for me. I think he had a better year than Matt Moylan did, personally. But it's close. It's close. Oh,
yeah,
put him there. I think that's probably a spot for him for now. He has a bit of work on his game.
Yeah, Well, I reckon when you're looking at the future for the Cowboys, I reckon you should definitely bank on him. He
Oh
looks
yeah,
like
he's a weapon.
he,
He's a weapon,
yeah,
bro. He's got some good
he
stuff
has
about him.
no doubt about it.
Let's go to the Warriors 5-8 now. Obviously, it says Janelle Harris, the video on the screen, but we're going to use that as Cody Nicarima. I think Cody Nicarima is going to go probably just behind Jack Whiten, personally. Probably just in front of Tyson Gamble. That's what I reckon. Not that great.
Not the best year for Cody Nicarima. Well, he wasn't hot and cold. He was mostly cold. Lacks direction. I don't think he's ready to lead a team. I would definitely put him behind Jack Whiten. I feel like he had probably a similar season than Tyson Gamble. But yeah, not the best for the Warriors. I feel like Warriors, if they want to look at better halves, they got to look somewhere else from Cody Nicarima.
Just a quick shout out in the chat to Jesse Lidstow. He said Matt Moreland played 5-8 12 times, got 6 wins, so 50% record. Jake Clifford, 6 wins at 5-8 from 11. So 6 from 11. So thanks for that, Jesse, mate. That's very, very good information, actually. Yeah, I think Nick Raymond probably goes behind Jack White, and both players had a very average season. Now, the last player, the 5'8", obviously it says Luke Curry on the screen, but we're going to use that as Drew Hutchinson. I think Drew Hutchinson had a fantastic season. For a team that had a lot of injuries, they were depleted every week, Hutchinson had a very good season. I think Hutchinson's going in, does the job, bro, and I think he's probably going to go either in front of Dylan Brown or just behind him.
Oh, I put him in front of Dylan Brown. He was was this his rookie season?
No. He's been
Hutchinson?
playing for a while. No.
Oh, for a while.
Playing for a while.
Oh, I never really heard of the bloke, but this year, Drew Hutchinson, man, yeah, with all the injuries with the Roosters, he comes out and he was absolutely on fire. Yeah, definitely better than Dylan Brown. You look at the Roosters, with all the injuries, they still managed to finish in the top 5, and I reckon most of that was because of Drew Hutchinson. He was probably one of the better halves and definitely the future for the NRL and even for the Roosters. Star player right there, and yeah, sky's the limit for him, honestly.
Absolutely. All right. Now that we've done the rankings, let's have a look at it. So we'll start with the bottom. We've got Wakeham, Taylor, and Norman in Terrible. Do we agree with that? I think that's probably about right.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. All three.
Yep.
Dog
All
shit.
right.
Yeah.
We'll leave all 3 alone.
Mm.
Tyson Gamble. Oh, no, hang on. Yeah, Tyson Gamble, Cody Nicarima, Whiten, and Clifford. Is that fair?
Yeah, I keep it in that order as well. That looks fine. I don't see any changes in that.
Should Jake Clifford go into does the job at the bottom end, or do you think we should keep him at not that great?
Put him behind Matt Moylan and does the job.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's put him behind Manny Moore.
I'll be fair to him because the other players in not that great had a very terrible season, but Jake Clifford had a fine season, so we'll cut him some slack there.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to the other part now. Matt Moylan, Scott Drinkwater, Dylan Brown, and Drew Hutchinson.
I'd probably push Dylan Brown a bit back. I'll probably put him behind Drinkwater. I really didn't think he had a great season.
All right.
But in terms of any changes, I reckon that's fine. It does the job. They all do the job.
Now let's go to the top 5 now. So Adam Dewey, number 5, Kieran Foran, Jerome Luai, Munster, and Walker.
Yeah, that looks about right. I'm still a bit iffy about putting Dewey in quality. I feel like he's quality, but I feel like a lot of people are going to disagree with that. But no, I'd keep him in quality. What do you think?
Yeah, it's hard because you know what's crazy? At the start of the year, there were so many 5'8s at the start of the year that were, amazing. And then with all the injuries that happen, with all the 5'8s, there isn't many 5'8s around. I mean, you have a look at the top 3 5'8s in the game. Luai, Munster, Walker. The gap between the top 3 5'8s compared to the rest is very big at the moment, I think.
Yeah, because when you look at when you think of 5'8", you think of those three. The gap between star quality is pretty big, but that's no disrespect to players like Kieran Foran and Adam Dewey. They all in their own right had great seasons. But quality, I'd keep Adam Dewey there. He is a quality player, and one of our best players for the Tigers. And same
I'm
for
pretty happy with the list, man. Like,
I wouldn't see any changes. Yeah,
I think Walker, Munster, Luai definitely are elite. Foran and Dewey were very good. Foran and Dewey were obviously better than Hutchinson and Drinkwater and Dylan Brown. Moylan and Clifford did their job well. Jack White had a backwards year, as we know. Nicarima and Gamble, they weren't really that great. And then Norman, Wakeham, and Taylor were just completely terrible for their respective sides. So I think overall that's a pretty good list, man. To have Kieran Foran in the top 5 5'8s right now is just insane to me, because I thought he was gone. I thought his career was fucked. He kept getting shoulder injuries when he was at the Dogs, and his career looked like it was dead, man. And he's gone to Manly, partnered up with DCE, and Turbo is at fullback, and Des has just brought the best out of him, man. And Adam Dewey's on his way up, and it was good to see Drew Hutchinson have a really good season for the Roosters, filling in for Keary. Drinkwater is getting better as a player, still inconsistent though a little bit. And then Dylan Brown. Man, I think that's actually pretty accurate, this list.
Exactly. And what makes it even more interesting is you got the 17th team, the Dolphins, coming in. A lot of these players are going to be on their radar, especially a lot of the players in that Dubs the Job section.
Yes.
Do you know if any of them are going to be off contract soon?
Dylan Brown might be off contract. I'm not too sure. Drew Hutchinson might be off contract. Hutchinson's good, man. I'll be looking at Hutchinson for a year. He's a very solid player.
Exactly, because when Luke Keary comes back, I feel like
Walker
Drew
and Keary.
Hutchinson. Exactly, I feel like Drew Hutchinson is gonna be pushed back, but definitely gonna be on the Dolphins' radar. But that overall list, I'm perfectly fine with it.
I think it's pretty good, man. I think we've done very well with this list. I can't really complain too much about it. I think it's very well done. But that might wrap it up, I reckon. I think everything's done here and everything's pretty good. But if you guys missed the live stream, go back and re-watch this afterwards. Let us know in the comment section below what you think about our list. Thank you for everyone that tuned in and watched this video. Also, go and check out All Out Champa on YouTube. The link is in the description below. Go and check out his channel. All Out Champa, mate. Thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. I really do appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I love doing these live streams. And come check out my channel. You definitely won't be disappointed. And of course, always check out Nick from Australia. You know, none of this would have been done without him. I honestly feel like he is the face of NRL YouTubers. There is no doubt about it. This is a legend right here.
I really appreciate that. And mate, you're always welcome onto my channel anytime, mate. But thanks for coming on. Guys, go subscribe to All Out Champa. The link's in the description below. Guys, have a fantastic Monday night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night for the rankings for the NRL halfbacks from the 2021 NRL season. Guys, this has been Nick from Australia. That's been All Out Champa. Have a good night, guys, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good night.
Peace out, guys. Stay all out.